Hey, my friend, come sit with us for a moment. Long day, right? Work, messages, notifications, people. You scroll, you answer, you react. But still, sometimes you feel strangely alone in the middle of all this noise.
I feel that too. You can have hundreds of contacts in your phone and still wonder, if something really bad happened to me tonight, who would I actually call?
That is our real question today. Welcome to Daily English Podcast. Tonight, we are not shouting. We are not doing a big lecture. We are having a calm, honest conversation about relationships and community. And we have some big questions.
Is a small, close circle better than many friends? Is texting enough to keep a real friendship alive? Do we really spend enough time with family in modern life?
We will not give you one perfect answer. Instead, we will show you both sides, like two friends having coffee and talking honestly. You listen, you learn English, and you ask yourself, where am I in this story?
So let us start with the first big question. Is a small, close circle better than many friends?
I will take the small circle side first. Imagine this. You have 3 or 4 people in your life who really know you. They know your face when you are tired, even when you say, I'm fine. They remember your big days. They check on you after your exam, your interview, your surgery. You can call them at midnight and not feel guilty.
That kind of small circle feels safe. You don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend to be happy. You can say, I'm scared, or I'm lost, and they stay. They don't disappear when life becomes heavy and complicated.
Exactly. With this small, close circle, trust is deeper. You can share secrets, fears, dreams. You can fight, repair, and grow together. You're not just a contact in their phone. You are part of their emotional home.
And there's another point. Energy. We only have a limited amount of emotional energy. If you try to give your time and attention to too many people, you end up tired, disappointed, or shallow in every connection. With a small circle, you can invest more, listen more, remember more.
I think many people secretly wish for that. Not a big audience, just a few safe faces who say, I see you. I am here.
But I also want to speak for the other side. Sometimes having many friends can be beautiful too. Life is not only about deep emotional talks. It's also about fun, variety, and learning from different people.
So, you are on the many friends side now. Tell me more.
All right. Imagine you have a wider social circle. You have work friends, gym friends, childhood friends, online friends. Different people bring out different parts of you. With one friend, you laugh loudly and act silly. With another, you talk about business and money. With another, you talk about books, ideas, or spirituality.
So, many friends can mean many mirrors. You learn who you are by seeing your reflection in different relationships.
Yes. Also, life changes. People move. They get married, have children, change jobs, leave countries. If you only have 1 or 2 close people and they suddenly move away or become busy, you may feel like your whole world has disappeared. A wider circle can protect you a little bit from that pain.
Another thing is support in different areas. Maybe one friend is great at giving career advice, but terrible at emotional support. Maybe another friend can explain money or business, but listens deeply when your heart is broken. Having many friends can mean you have different specialists for different moments in life.
And there's also simple joy. More friends can mean more invitations, more experiences, more stories. You get to join picnics, trips, game nights, study groups. Your world feels bigger.
So where's the problem then? If many friends bring so much fun and opportunity, why do some people still feel lonely?
Because sometimes many friends give you quantity, but not quality.
You're surrounded by people, but you don't feel truly known. You always stay on the surface. You talk, but you don't really connect.
So maybe the real question is not small circle or many friends. Maybe the real question is, do you have at least a few people who see your real heart?
I like that. You can have many friends and still protect a small circle inside that group, like the inner room of your house. Not everyone can walk in there. Only the people you deeply trust.
So if you're listening right now, ask yourself gently, do I have a small safe circle? Who is in that circle? Are there people I call friends, but I never show my real feelings to?
And also ask, am I open to meeting new people? Or did I close my heart because of past hurt? Maybe you don't need hundreds of friends, but you also don't need to push everyone away to feel safe.
Let's move to the second big question. Is texting enough to maintain real friendship?
This is a big one, because today many friendships live almost completely inside the phone. Voice notes, pictures, short messages. I saw this and thought of you.
I will start with the texting is enough side. Modern life is busy. People work long hours. They live in different cities or countries. Sometimes texting is the only realistic way to keep a connection alive.
Right. A short message can still carry real care. A simple, how did your exam go? Or, I know today's your mom's birthday. How are you feeling? Sent by text can mean a lot.
Sometimes texting is the bridge between two in-person meetings. You may not see each other for months, but the small messages keep the relationship warm. When you finally meet, you feel that you did not lose each other.
And for many shy or introverted people, texting is easier than calling. They can think, write, edit, and then send. It gives them time to find the right words.
Texting can also be constant. You can have a friend in another country and you send messages, photos, jokes, prayers almost every day. That connection is real, even if you don't share the same physical space.
I agree. But now I want to speak for the other side. Texting alone is not always enough for a truly deep friendship.
Tell me why.
First, text has no voice. A message can sound cold when the person actually felt warm. Or it can sound angry when they were only tired or direct. So many fights start because someone reads a text in the wrong emotional tone.
That is true. You can't hear the small laugh or the soft, gentle tone before a long, quiet breath before an answer.
Second, with texting, it's easy to avoid difficult conversations. When we feel bad, we stop answering. We leave messages on seen. We disappear. In a face-to-face talk, you can't just freeze the screen and walk away. You have to process, listen, and respond.
So texting can sometimes protect us too much from emotional discomfort. We choose silence instead of working through pain. Bridge makes it easy, friendly, and engaging for the audience.
The authority explains with clarity, education with professionalism, and confidence. Yes, and there is another point. The body remembers presence. Sitting next to someone, sharing food, walking together, hugging, hearing their real laugh, feeling the same air in the room. These are experiences that text cannot replace.
So what would you say then? Is texting bad?
Not at all. Texting is a tool. The problem is when it becomes the only tool. If possible, real friendship needs different forms of connection. Texts, voice calls, video calls, and sometimes face-to-face moments.
So maybe a good question for our listener is this. With my closest people, am I hiding behind text? Or am I using text as a bridge to deeper connection?
Exactly. If you have a friend you really care about and your conversation is stuck only in short messages, maybe send them a voice note today. Let them hear your real voice or suggest a short call, even 10 minutes.
Now let us move to the third question. Do we spend enough time with family in modern life?
I will be honest. My first feeling is no. Many of us do not.
Me too. But let us explore both sides. Some people say, I do not see my family every day, but when we are together, the time is deep and meaningful.
Yes, modern life is busy. Adults work, children study, traffic is heavy. People live in different cities or countries. Sometimes it is simply not possible to sit with family for long hours every day.
So the argument is, it is not about the amount of time, it is about the quality of time. One honest 1 hour talk can be more powerful than 5 evenings where everyone is only on their phone.
And for some people, family relationships are complicated or painful. Spending less time can be a way to protect their mental health. So we cannot judge from outside. We do not know every story.
That is true. But now let us look at the other side. Many people say, I love my family, but days and weeks pass without real connection.
We tell ourselves, I will call my parents when I'm less busy. I will play with my children when work is calm. I will visit my grandmother when my schedule is better. But the schedule is never really better. Time just moves.
And then one day, someone is sick or far away or gone. And we sit with a heavy heart, wishing we had one more ordinary afternoon together.
The small moments matter. Eating together without phones, a short walk after dinner, helping with homework, sitting with an elderly parent and just listening to stories you already know.
Sometimes people say, family is important, but if you look at their calendar, their time shows a different truth. Their time goes to work, to social media, to entertainment, to friends, and family only gets what is left.
Maybe a good question here is, if someone watched my week like a movie, would they see that family is really a priority or just an idea in my head?
And remember, family does not always mean only blood relatives. For some people, family is close friends, a partner, people who became family by love and loyalty.
So when we ask, do you spend enough time with family, we are really asking, do you spend enough time with the people who love you and the people you love?
Maybe the honest answer for many of us is no, not yet, but I can start with one small change this week.
One extra call, one phone-free meal, one visit, one honest conversation. Not a big, dramatic promise, just one consistent step.
So we have explored 3 big questions: small circle or many friends? Is texting enough? Do we spend enough time with family?
Now let us shift into a small language corner to help your English. We will look at some useful phrases from our conversation today and explain them in simple language with natural examples.
Great. Let us do a short vocabulary review, but as a real talk, not as a textbook. Can you explain the phrase close circle?
Of course, a close circle means a small group of people you trust deeply. Not many, just a few. These are the people you can be honest with. For example, you can say, I don't have many friends, but I have a close circle who really know me.
So it's not about number, it's about depth.
Exactly.
What about surface level friendship? We didn't say those exact words earlier, but the idea appeared many times.
Yes. A surface-level friendship is a friendship where you only talk about light things and never share deeper feelings. You might joke, chat about work or social media, but you never talk about fear, pain, or big dreams. For example, you can say, we see each other at parties, but it's just a surface level friendship. We never talk about anything personal.
That sounds very common in modern life.
It is.
All right, what about the phrase emotional energy?
Emotional energy is the mental and emotional strength you have for listening, caring, and connecting with others. It's like battery power in your heart and mind. You can't give it to everyone all the time. For example, you can say, after a long day at work, I don't have emotional energy to talk to many people. I just want to sit quietly with one close friend.
I like that explanation. Next, we use the word presence when talking about being together in person. Can you explain it?
Sure. Presence means being physically and mentally there with someone. Not only your body, but also your attention. For example, you can say, my father didn't talk much, but his presence in the room made me feel safe. Or when you visit a sick friend, sometimes your presence is more important than your words.
That is beautiful. What about hiding behind text?
Hiding behind text means using messages to avoid real emotional contact. You only send short texts instead of having a serious conversation in person or by call. For example, you can say, I was hurt, but instead of calling her, I hid behind text and just sent cold, short messages.
So the problem is not the text itself. The problem is when we use text to escape emotional honesty.
Yes, that is the idea.
Let us do one more phrase from before. You said earlier, time shows the truth. Can you explain that?
Of course. Time shows the truth means if you watch someone's actions over days and weeks, you will see what is really important to them. Not what they say, but what they actually do. For example, you can say, he says family is important, but he never visits his parents. Time shows the truth.
That is a strong sentence. Very useful in real life conversations.
Yes, you can use it when you want to say politely that actions are more honest than words.
Now, let us add a few useful debate phrases so our listener can talk about these topics in English like a real person, not like a textbook. Can you start with on one hand?
Gladly. On one hand is a phrase you use when you want to show the first side of an idea. You are preparing your listener to hear two different views. For example, you can say, on one hand, having many friends is fun and exciting. You always have someone to talk to.
So it opens the door to the first argument. What usually comes after that?
Often after that, you use the phrase, on the other hand, to show the second side. For example, you can say, on the other hand, a small, close circle can feel safer and more honest.
So together, on one hand and on the other hand, help you move gently between two different opinions without fighting.
Exactly. They are very useful in debate-style English because they sound calm and respectful.
What about in my opinion?
In my opinion means this is what I think, and I am not forcing you to agree. It is a soft way to share your view. For example, you can say, in my opinion, texting alone is not enough to keep a close friendship. We still need to hear each other's voices.
So it is softer than saying, texting is not enough. It shows you understand that other people may think differently.
Yes, it makes your speech more polite and mature.
You also mentioned a strong sentence earlier. I completely disagree, but I respect your view. Can you break that down?
Of course. I completely disagree, but I respect your view is a powerful phrase for polite disagreement. It means I do not agree with what you said at all, but I still treat you with respect. For example, if your friend says, I think family time is not important, you can answer, I completely disagree, but I respect your view. For me, family time is very important for my mental health.
That is very helpful. You are not attacking the person. You are only disagreeing with the opinion.
Exactly. It protects the relationship while you discuss difficult topics.
Let us add one more useful phrase. From my point of view.
From my point of view, has a similar meaning to in my opinion. It shows that you are sharing your personal way of seeing the situation. For example, you can say, from my point of view, a small group of close friends is better than many shallow connections.
So, our listener can use these phrases like this. On one hand, many friends bring fun and variety. On the other hand, a small, close circle brings safety and trust. In my opinion, we all need at least a few people who really know us. I completely disagree, but I respect your view when they want to be firm and kind at the same time. And from my point of view, when they want to share their personal perspective.
Yes, if you practice these phrases out loud, your English will sound much more natural when you talk about real-life topics, not only in exams, but in honest conversations like this one.
So, my friend who is listening, you now know a few words and phrases. Close circle, surface level friendship, emotional energy, presence, hiding behind text, time shows the truth. On one hand, on the other hand, in my opinion, I completely disagree, but I respect your view. And from my point of view, you have heard their meaning and natural examples. Try to repeat them out loud after this episode and use them when you talk about relationships.
Now, before we close, let us come back to you. This is your reflection moment, not our exam. Your quiet check-in.
Think about your own life. Are you more like the small circle person or the many friends person? Do you feel satisfied with that? Or do you feel something is missing?
Next, ask yourself, do I hide behind text? Is there someone I care about who deserves a call, a voice note, or a real coffee, not just another short message?
And finally, look at your week, not your ideas, your real week. Does it show time with family or chosen family? If not, what is one small change you can make in the next 7 days?
You don't have to fix everything tonight. You don't need a perfect friendship plan. You just need one honest step. One message, one call, one visit, one moment of presence.
If you want to practice your English, you can even write your answer in a notebook or in a comment, like this. In my opinion, A small, close circle is better because. Or, on one hand, texting is convenient. On the other hand, I think we still need face-to-face time because.
That way, you're not only thinking deeper about relationships, you're also training your real life English.
Thank you for sitting with us tonight. Your time and your attention are not small things. We feel honored that you chose to spend them here.
If this conversation touched you, share it with someone you care about. Maybe it can be the start of a real talk between you and them.
Keep speaking about things that matter. Keep building gentle, strong connections with the people in your life.
And as always, remember this one line.
Every word you speak builds your future. Keep speaking, keep growing.